yourselves to leave the prison wall. Show some love. Hold each other.
Welcome to the Princess Pat Akpabio Show. On this show, we change minds and change attitudes on how you perceive things in life generally. In life, we have so many questions but fewer answers concerning certain issues that we are facing. And that's why I'm here, to give you the kind of answers that you may be looking for the questions that you have. I am your friend, I am your sister, I am your coach. I'm here to make your day a blissful one. Welcome.
We are changing minds and changing attitudes.
You are watching the Princess Pat Akpabio Show.
I want to get married. Why? They're scared. They might turn out to be just like their father, or they may turn out to be just like their mother. The mother didn't actually appreciate their father. The mother wasn't there.
Change your minds and change your attitudes.
Marital list. I love that part. Hold on. I gotta laugh on this one, man. I had somebody one time got a list to marry a woman. They said to him, in the African culture now, they gave you this long list of what you need to bring to marry a woman. And some of these lists are just not reasonable. They are outrageous. You got to buy millions. They don't even know how much the man is making to come to marry their daughter. They gave this man a list because of his last name. They said this man had to buy the mother and father a car separately. That's 2 cars, and not second-hand. It had to be brand new out of the lot. Then they said this man had to build the parents a house. It was a criteria on the list to be married to their daughter. And the girl was so stupid. So stupid. When I mean stupid, she was so stupid. She actually swung the route of her parents, that up till now, 10 years after, she is still single. Fear. People don't want to fulfill those lists. And a lot of young people believe that the list should be abolished. All this, you must give us this, give us that, do this as the parents. Are you selling your daughter? You're not selling your daughter. So why are you giving this long list? You do not want her to get married. At the end of the day, the men end up being afraid of getting married because of the list. And the women now say, because of the list, my parents are going to give, I don't want to be married. Or they just get scared to bring someone home to the parents to get married. Fear of being parent. There are just some people in this world that don't want to be parents. Why? I don't want to lose my shape. I'm too cute. I'm too fine. I don't want the stretch marks. I don't want the saggy skin. I don't want all of that. I don't want to go through the pains of staying awake at night to feed the baby. Go to school, take the baby to school, do this, do that. So some people would actually prefer to adopt because of what? Shape. They are so afraid of losing their shape. Some people are actually obsessed with their bodies. They spend so much time working on their bodies. They spend so much time looking at the kind of food that they eat. Some people don't even consume sugar because they don't want to gain weight. They want to look sexy all the time. The Coke bottle shape, figure 8, sexy. So they don't want to. Do you blame them? Different strokes, different people. I've been talking to you on fear of marriage. Let's do a recap here. While some people are really excited about being married, some people on the other side are afraid of being married. They don't want to get married. Fear of commitment, abuse. They've been sexually abused. They don't want to. Experiences, the background in which they came from. They don't want to be a part of it. Marital list, the kind of list that people give in the African culture for somebody to marry their daughters. It is problematic in our society. It's giving us a lot of concern because we actually believe that this list should be reviewed because parents are not selling off their daughters into marriages. Educational level. Some people are so educated that they feel that they will never meet a man or a woman that will actually meet up with their qualification educationally. And so they don't want to get married. Finances. Some people have the money, they have the finances to actually go through with this marital right, but they feel that the woman does not deserve it or the parents don't deserve it. And so they don't want to spend that kind of money to go marry somebody. And so they end up not being married to the person. Age factor. Age factor plays a big role here because some young women or young men spend time discriminating on how somebody looks, all right? Feeling that they're looking for perfection, put it like that. And so as a result of waiting for perfection to find the perfect woman that fits into their perfect description of what a man should look like or a woman should look like, age becomes a factor that at the end of the day, they are too old to be married. For women, they end up in menopause. Last one, lost love. I love this one. Don't ask me why, but I do. And don't even start thinking what I think you want to think, okay? Lost love. Some people, some men would want to marry a particular woman, and the parents would say no. And so, in order not to make a mistake, to go look for another woman after they've made up their mind to marry this other woman, they stay single. They don't want to be married. The same thing is applicable to women as well. Some women find a man, bring the man home. The parents say, nope, don't want to get married, don't like that girl, so forget it. They give up on marriage. They don't want to be married. They are done with marriage. As far as they're concerned, forget it. That's it, it's a wrap. So I call that lost love. And it actually do affect people. Like other people would come, they just feel that they will not be enough. They could never be enough. They could never satisfy them. They will never be the kind of woman they want or the kind of man that they want. And so they never want to give chance again because that's who they want. Matter of fact, I had this experience where a man brought him a girl and wanted to marry this girl. And the parents said no. Okay. He went away for some years. The mom would call, I want to see my grandchildren before I die. The father would say, yes, I want to carry my grandchildren before I die. I need you to bring us a wife. We are ready. He goes back, bring the same girl. Please believe it. At the end of the day, the parents had to accept the girl because risk it. He wasn't going to get married. Why? He was afraid of being with somebody he didn't know. He was afraid of being with somebody he didn't love. He was afraid of being with somebody who didn't understand him or where he was coming from. And so he decided to wait. And, well, how lucky he was that the woman decided to wait as well for him because some women would have been long gone. Well, you know what? Sometimes it just ends up in paradise. Sometimes it doesn't. Now, my question to you is it a must that one must be married? While you're watching and as I'm talking to you, leave me your comments. Let me know your thought. If it's a must for somebody to be married, and also subscribe. Click that subscribe button for me. Subscribe to this channel. I'm sure there's so many information that we've posted here that you would love to take your time out to watch. And so you also get notified when we post new content on this channel. But do you think that it is a must for people to be married? Well, for me, no. That's my thought, no. It's not a must that one must be married. I strongly believe that one can find contentment with oneself and with God, still fulfilling destiny and still fulfilling purpose. But let me know what your thought is on that, if people really have to be married. I strongly believe that with God, you could live a happy and fulfilled life. Is it a must to be married to have children? Let's pause for a minute. I want to also know your thoughts on this particular question. Is it a must to be married before you have children? Well, yes and no. Don't think I'm confused because I'm not. But that is the truth. Yes and no. It's not a must to be married to have children. Okay, so let me start with no, the negative part of it, because everyone will be like, so why? Because we live in a society where people feel that before you have children, especially Africa, Lord Jesus, you have to be married. You don't. No, because guess what? There are some people who actually get a woman pregnant just to have a child from that woman and end up not marrying her. And there are women who would have children with a man and not be married to that man. Yes, oh yes, they don't want to be married because they don't want the commitment. They are just okay. And there are some women that would contract a man to get them pregnant and they would take care of their child. Why? They don't want to deal with the drama. As far as they're concerned, they don't want to deal with it. They're done. It's a wrap for them. I mean, they have a child and that's it. And men sometimes don't understand that the woman doesn't want that kind of commitment, so they'll get her pregnant, she has a child. So that's why I said no. Okay, so biblical scholars will now come and say, what are you preaching? What are you saying? Are you saying that? No, I'm not saying that. But also let me reference the fact that Jephthah, his mother wasn't married to his mom. Or his father wasn't married to his mom. Or the mother wasn't married to the father. David, King David, yes. Our famous King David that wrote the book of Psalms. His mother wasn't married to his father. Matter of fact, I believe that David was conceived out of adultery or fornication, whichever one would float your boat. So, no, you don't have to be married to have children. Yes, you have to be married to have children. And I'll tell you why. Morally, it is right to do so. Scripturally, biblically, it is right to do so. Culturally, it is right to do so. Being married gives one security. You have the security of being with one person. At least you know that if you're having sex or you're making love to your husband, you don't have to worry about what a baby is come. You have the security of raising your children with your husband and, peaceful home, and the children will get love from both of the parents, and raising them in a marriage institution, a family institution where both of the parents are there. Well, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being raised by a single parent. I was raised by a single parent because my father died when I was pretty young as well. Like I said, you get to have your love making with one person and you're secure and you're happy. Compromise, actually. So that's why I would say yes, because of course, culturally, morally, scripturally, it is right. So how do we overcome the fear of getting married? If you are considering getting married in the future, how? We've talked about why people are afraid of getting married. So how do we get over it? I know some people want to get married, but they just don't know how to get over the fear of their experiences, the fear of the sexual abuses, the fear of the things that I've gone through. Well, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm your coach. That's why I'm your life coach. That's why I'm a counselor. You could contact me at CMCA for life spelled LIVE @gmail.com. Let's talk about it. Now, if you don't feel comfortable contacting me via email, you can find me on Instagram at Princess Pat Akpabio. You could find me on Twitter at Pat Akpabio. And you could also find me on Facebook on Evangelist-Princess Pat Akpabio. And I will be there to talk to you on whatever is your fear. If you're not comfortable talking to me, you could find any other counselor, a pastor, a marriage counselor, to talk to you on how to overcome your fears. You could talk to people that you see around you that have been married successfully. You could talk to them about your fears and get some sound advice from them. You don't have to go through that fear and that pain alone of dealing with sexual abuse, of dealing with your experiences of seeing your parents fight and quarrel, or uncle or a caregiver, with all the negativity you grew up with. Read books. Books on relationship, books on marriages, successful marriages. There's so many books on the shelf that could actually help you. Marriage is a beautiful thing because love is a beautiful thing, like the color purple. It is beautiful. You don't have to be afraid. You can make it too. You can be happy. But don't get me wrong. If you choose not to ever get married, I strongly believe that you can be fine, fulfill purpose with yourself and your God. Now, after all is said and done, whether you decide to get married or you decide to stay single, remember that you owe yourself a right to happiness. You owe yourself a right to fulfill your destiny and your purpose. You don't have to live with the fear of the past on how you grew up, how things were at home. You can still overcome that. You can make it. You can be happy. Like I always say, marriage is not a dress rehearsal. It is a reality show. Whatever your decision is with regards to relationship, with regards to marriage, I want you to make sure that you find meaning in your life and that you are involved in a meaningful relationship that will make your life better, that will make you live peacefully with yourself. And you know that you are certain for a fact that you are fulfilled. And that is changing minds, changing attitudes. Until I come again your way on another episode, I am Princess Pat Akpabio, and as always, do take care of yourself, and bye for now.
Things are never what they seem to be. Changing minds, changing attitudes. Bring ourselves to live a peace and one. Changing minds, changing attitudes. Bring ourselves to live a peace and one. Show some love, hold each other's hands. In confidence we'll make the world a better place. We are changing minds and changing attitudes.
You are watching the Princess Pat Akpabio Show.